Okay, when you want.
Yeah, it's not working for me. So one sec. Andrew Campbell, you were trimming on actually both boats today. You did some swapping of the crews during the session. It's the end of a week where you've had 3 solid days, 2 light wind days at the beginning.
Yeah.
How would you summarise the week in terms of achievements against the objectives you set as a team?
I mean, it was a really, really big week for us. You know, to get on the water all 5 days is a win. You know, we ticked a lot of boxes in those first couple days, getting these 2 boats back on the water. You know, we had that great stint with Patriot, and you know, getting these boats on the water as quickly in a turnaround like that as we did was a you know, testament to the shore crew in here. But you know, the first 2 days were kind of commissioning and making sure everything was working exactly as we expected, and then these last 3 days were a fantastic kind of way for us to stretch the boat's legs and see what they were running with.
The excellence of the conditions over the last 3 days, particularly today when we had super flat water, maybe 10-11 knots of breeze at the peak. Is there a chance for you to overachieve as a team in terms of what you're getting?
There's no overachieving here. We're scrambling for every minute we can get every day. So you know, we feel really lucky to get summer-like conditions these last 3 days here, and we're making the most of them as best we can. But man, every minute we can get on the water is absolute gold here. So you know, we forced a couple of days early on just to see if we get anything, and then to get really good sailing these last 3 days is a win.
We noticed the boats being weighed this morning when they were being craned in. You're obviously trying to equalise or understand the differences between the 2 boats. How evenly matched are they? Yeah,
well, the one design nature of the AC40, you know, gives us a really good match pairing to go and compare, you know, minor details with. Then, right? We can make small changes to the boats and see what the driving factors are, and you know, the conditions when they're that steady like they were today, go another step beyond that to make things, you know, really nice and even from a baseline to then move forward with small gains from.
As a trimmer, you've been working with some new sail designs. We saw some custom sails on the boat mixed in with the one design sails.
Yeah.
Is there a period of acclimatization for you, just getting used to a new sail shape?
For sure. I mean, you know, the sails all have their own little subtle differences, and they all have their own targets that you're trying to hit, and you're trying to explore different areas for different sails. Obviously, you know, some sails are meant to do different things, and some sails are meant to do the same thing with different settings. So, you know, we're trying to piece that all together. As trimmers, you know, you're going out and trying to give good feedback to the designers. So, you know, what information they give us, we take away, you know, put on the water and say, yeah, this worked, this didn't. This is what we think we ought to change, and then it's back to the data side. You know, we'll be real data heavy these next couple of days, trying to sift through a lot of good information, hopefully, from the last few.
There'll be a first set of sails for the new 75 that get built. How much of what you're doing on the water this week gets fed directly into that first set, or is it going to be fed back into?
You can imagine that we're a long ways down the progress, you know, into those first sets of sails already, but you know, every day that we get on the water informs the next iteration that we're going to run with, and you know, the build processes and all that are part of what we're learning here too. You know, how the sails shape up coming out of the build, and how some of the detailing works. So it's a big learning process for a lot of departments on a day like today.
For all the teams, is there anything different they can do in terms of the sail material or the construction compared with last time?
I'm not sure compared with last time. There's certainly some more kind of strict areas about what kind of, you know, control systems and whatnot that there are. So some of the structures will have to change in order to make those same kind of shape changes for less control, if that makes sense. But we're experimenting with some different areas that we have some confidence in, and you know, the results that we're seeing on the water are good, and we're excited to move forward with some of that stuff.
That's fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
sure.
Andrew.